Welcome back, everybody. I have a short thing for you. I don't even have any notes for it, but I just want to poke at this really stupid idea that's going around of this unrealized gains tax that's going around as part of the one of the presidential candidates' policy prescriptions. It's pretty hard. You can get away with that if you, number one, allow for handling losses, and number two, it's a non-volatile good, right? You can kind of get away with it. Like my mortgage, the taxes on my house go up a little bit every year because they're assuming that, because thanks inflation, basically, right? The problem is that things that change a lot from day to day or week to week, you can have a lot of weird edge effects that come from choosing a coordinated date to calculate all of these things. You know, the worst case example, right, is that there's a massive stock market gain that leads up to 11:59 p.m. on December 31st, and then there's a massive stock market crash in the first minutes of January 1st, right, or the first day that the markets are operating after January 1st. And I mean, that's one obvious problem with such a thing is that if you bought a bunch of stocks and they fluctuate 15% from week to week, right? Say you're in penny stocks or something like that, then you end up calculating gains and losses from an arbitrary point. But there's something that a lot of people aren't bringing up about this that I think is worth thinking about, and that's this: it's the coordination that can be a problem. Because here's what you have: if we wanted today to create the effect of such a unrealized capital gains tax today, what we could do hypothetically is mandate that everyone sells all their stocks in the last minute of business before the end of the new year, and buy everything up the same at the beginning of January, at the first day of market on the new year. You would divest yourself of everything, you would calculate all those losses, and then you would get back into everything on the next day. There's a couple of problems with this. Number one, as I mentioned before, there can be, off-market changes in things. People say, I had to sell this and I'm supposed to buy it again, but I'm just going to buy 20% of what I had before. I'm not going to buy this back because it's just, it's not as good as I thought it was. There can be quite a bit of real price changes going on in the time between the market closes and the market reopens. But here's something else I want you to think about. If you knew that everybody was going to sell all their stocks at 11:59 p.m. on December 31st and buy them all back on 12:01 a.m. of January 1st, assuming that were possible, you know what I mean? If you knew that was going to happen, and you were either a large capitalist or a member of the government, and you had these deep pockets that you could play around with, you'd be able to game that system, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Certainly, if you had large quantities of money, you'd be able to do something with the fact that you knew. In the market, knowledge is power, right? It's basically saying that if you know something and you can act on something that other people can't act on, then you can make better decisions sometimes. But I'm just thinking about how such a wealth tax would really give the super rich and government officials a huge advantage in market trading right at the end of the year. And that's something that I haven't heard anybody talk about, but it's definitely something I think that would happen. That if Warren Buffett or Nancy Pelosi knew that everybody was going to sell everything and then rebuy it back, they'd have some moves in mind that they could do to make themselves a bunch of money off the fact that they know that those market moves are going to happen. And the same is going to be true of the wealth tax. If it is known that you're going to have to value everything at the end of the year and pay taxes on that valuation, people who are in government or people who are cronies of government are going to game the hell out of that. And all it's going to do is pull more money away from actual real people to government agents. And plus, we need to understand that government revenue is a bad thing. The more goods that the government gets its hands on, the more they get to waste compared to the private market. So yeah, short one, just no notes, just this really basic point that nobody seems to be harping on, is that what this does is it gives certain specific actors in the economy a huge advantage over everybody else. And that is the kind of thing that government is not supposed to do if it were trying to be fair. And we all know that it's not fair. So anyway, that's all I've got for you for now. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.